This is Computer Science Discoveries Unit 3, and now we're into Lesson 13. In Lesson 12, you got exposed to some types of input on the keyboard, like the left and right arrows. You can program other letters. You can do the spacebar. Now, we're going to add some other types of commands you can use in your conditional statements, the if and the else stuff. Okay? Key went down, key went up. Ooh, mouse moved. Mouse did move. If the mouse goes down or if it just went down, we're going to talk about the difference between those two and going up. In the sprites, you're going to get a new command about visibility. So now we have the ability to make things appear or disappear. Cool. And then more reinforcement with if and else statements. So let's go on. Take a look here at level number 2. This is a prediction one. They're talking about, read through this, what happens when you press the space bar and what happens when you let or don't press the space bar. So you've got some kind of balloon, okay? And as you look through this with an if statement about pressing the balloon or pressing the space bar, what happens to the balloon versus if you let the balloon if you let it up or just don't have the space bar down. Make your prediction, talk with an elbow partner about it, and then run and see what happened. Level number 3 is a video, a short one with Tanya, talking more about if and else statements. Watch that. Pause me and watch that one. Level number 4. All right, here we go. When should you do or provide an else statement? Okay, well, the else clause is useful if we want to run a program to do one thing when it's true. So that's the if part. If this happens, and then we want a different thing to happen if it's false. So if this happens, do this. Otherwise, else, in other words, do this. So take a look at what's happening in this one. It says, click run to see the swarm of bees that's created for you and this flower. All right. Now, as I move my mouse, do you see what's happening? As I move my mouse, these bees follow with me. This is a new command. Take a look over here in the world toolbox. World.mouse for the X position means that as I move things horizontally, whatever I'm attaching to that, usually a sprite, that is coming with me wherever I move my mouse. Similarly, the .y command, that's vertically. Right now, this swarm of bees is following all over the screen wherever I put my cursor on the mouse, okay? There's the code to set up all of these, and now let's take a look inside your draw loop. I've got my background. Under each one of these 3 bees, okay, it says my X and Y positions are following, and they're adding to those X and Y positions some random number anywhere between -50 and +50. So that gives you a window of movement. That's why they look like they're bopping around here, okay? What they want us to do is add an if-else statement after the code. All right, so let's do that. Now, there's if statement, if else. I'll show you in a little bit in other levels that you really can just grab this one and use the plus sign to expand it. But for right now, we're going to put this guy here, okay? Add the if statement, if else statement after the code, okay? In the input of the if statement right here, use a Boolean. That means some sort of math expression or a statement that can be answered true, false. Ta-da-da-da. To check the X position of the mouse and see if it is on the side of the screen with the flower. Now keep in mind, X position, okay, that's horizontal. If I'm on this half that has the flower, I'm going somewhere from 0 to halfway across would be 200. So math-wise, I'm going to say, when is my mouse position less than 200? How do I get that? What is the mouse position? Well, that's this world.mousex. Okay. If this happens, now I want all of these bees using this visible property to make the bees appear only near the flower. Okay. Only if my cursor's over here If it's less than 200, I want my B's visible. So I'm going to grab the sprite and I'm doing a visible command here. So let's do B1. I want it to be visible here. This is going to be, and we haven't used these before, so don't freak out. Type true here. Likewise, and now that I know what I'm doing, let's bump this up for you. Okay. Likewise, when my B1, if I'm not on the the left-hand side of the screen, then I want B number 1 to not be visible. I don't have a not visible or invisible property for a sprite. So here, the way we work through that is type false right there. Okay. Now, right now, it's not going to be as obvious because here it looks like I still have B's, but over here I really have 3 of them. One of my B's is not showing up here. Let's set this up for B2, visible, visible. Here's B2. Here is B2. This one be true. And under the else statement, make this one be false. Okay, let's run it. Now, oops, what did I leave out? Oh, well, here we go. B2. Now we're cooking. All right, on this side, I only have one B. When I get closer, I should see all 3. You need to finish this one out by adding that visible statement inside the if and else for B3. And then let's go and move on to the next level. In level 5, here's what's happening. The gears are back. Right now, it doesn't look like they're doing anything. They already spin one direction when we press the space bar. Oh, press the space bar. Ta-da! There they go. We want them to spin the other direction when the space bar isn't pressed. So make them spin in the opposite direction that they do when the bar is pressed. So let's take a peek here. I'm going to hide my instructions now. Here's what's happening in the if statement. The blue one is rotating. So here's the blue one. Remember, he had to rotate counterclockwise, which is subtraction. Okay, so I'm going to press the space bar again so you can watch. The red one and the green one, we're adding one because we want to travel clockwise. So what we want to do, take a look at this plus sign right here. That'll give us this else statement. What we want to do is grab the rotation command. Okay, and in fact, I might as well grab 3 of them now because I want the opposite thing to happen once I have these in here. And in fact, what I'm going to do here is add some spaces, just get that up out of the way. All right, then I have to grab some math. Now, careful. If I use blue gear here, oops. If I use blue gear here, blue gear was subtraction. This time I want to add. Now, you can go and add this here. Or you can just type this all out. Right now, I'm going to type some of this, and I'm going to say blue gear plus 1. Next, both the green and the red gears we're adding, so they need to subtract. So green gear. And keep in mind, you can just type here rather than having to grab all of these things out of your toolbox. I guess it depends on if you like typing. Green gear dot rotation. Okay, minus 1. And notice it puts the blocks in for you. Last one, red gear. Red gear dot rotation. Red gear dot rotation. If I could spell, that would help. Minus 1. Okay. I'm going to get these extra things out of here now that I am. Okay. So let's see what's happening. Uh-oh, what happened to blue? You see what I did? Aha. I've seen this happen a lot too. We want to just type and then we forget to put in the dot notation that has the actual property that you want to have happen. All right, let's see if it works. Things are spinning this way. If I press the space bar, it should go opposite. Ta-da. Ooh, that's kind of a cool effect. Think about how you could use that when you get ready to program your card, which is coming up next, as well as your game, which is coming up at the end. Take some time to read through 6 here because it gives you information about especially if you like to work in text mode rather than block mode, and how things need to be structured, and an example here for you. I'll do one more with you on this part of the video. In level number 7, okay, mouse.x and mouse.y or mouse y. All right, these are these world commands where you can get the mouse to follow you, okay, wherever you got it on the screen. So here's what they want you to do. You are going to make a bee sprite follow the mouse around the game area. The bee image is already loaded in the animation tab. See, there it is. Okie dokie. All right. Create the bee sprite that draws in the center of the window. Well, then let's get that done first. They've got a draw loop in here, but as I've been trying to tell you every single time that we do and define something, please let's typically define things before we get into the draw loop, okay? Always get that draw sprite in here, so when we get to this point, we're not confused, okay? Ta-da! Oh, because, duh, I got to pick that clip art. There's my bee. Nothing's happening right now, but that's okay. It says set the X position of the sprite to the value of this. All right, so what I want to have happen here, let's see. I want the X position of my sprite. Let's go right here. I want, and this is B, what I want to have happen is I want it to follow the mouse, okay? Now, if I just do this part, okay, oh, I can see trouble happening. Now, it's not moving vertically yet, but do you see what's happening here? Newsflash, let's get that background drawn in here. Oh, and by the way, notice they picked some kind of blue color here, so I suppose I should try to pick some kind of light blue here. Let's see, did they do a light blue? I don't know. Let's see. That didn't work. All right, well, if I just pick blue, it'll be darker, but you can play around with that later. Here we go. All right, now at least I'm not getting that ghosting. Do the same thing for the Y value. I'll let you do that. Remember, you're going to have to choose the Y property of the sprite, put in the Y value for that one. We're going to cut it off there, and let's see how you did on this first part. When you get done, I've got to check up on the whiteboard or check in Schoology to let you know which levels I want to see that you've got as a checkpoint. Good luck.